If you're watching this to feel inspired, leave now. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't comfortable, motivating, or glamorous. It's brutal. It's real. And it might just be the reason you're still stuck. You think your problem is laziness, that you need motivation. But motivation is a lie, a drug, a cheap high that wears off the second pain shows up, and pain is always coming. The truth is simple. Most people will never succeed because they're waiting to feel good before they act. They think success is supposed to feel natural, effortless, like flow. That's the first illusion. The second, that discipline is something you build when you're ready. You're never ready. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care. It doesn't wait. It demands. There is no enemy outside of you, no villain plotting your failure. The real war is inside, you versus you. And the version of you that's addicted to ease, comfort, and dopamine, he's winning. Every time you hit snooze, every time you scroll instead of think, every time you postpone your own evolution, that voice celebrates. And it sounds like kindness, but it's sabotage. Motivation tells you, you got this. Discipline whispers, do it anyway. Motivation is loud and exciting. Discipline is quiet and cruel. It doesn't cheer you on. It watches as you bleed. It makes you move when everything in your body screams to stop. And yet, that's the only reason it works. People love the idea of transformation. No one wants to live the process. You romanticize the grind, but when it gets hard, when the silence sets in, when no one is watching, you quit. You call it burnout, overwhelm, bad timing. But the truth is, you just didn't want it badly enough. Not the result. The pain. You don't get abs because you want abs. You get them because you eat the same food every day, train when you're tired, and endure hunger when everyone around you is indulging. You don't build a business by dreaming. You build it by sacrificing weekends, enduring failure, staying focused when your friends are partying. That's discipline. It's not pretty. It's not inspiring, but it's real. The reason discipline is more brutal than motivation is because it doesn't come with an emotional reward. In fact, it often feels like loss. You lose comfort. You lose social approval. You lose the false sense of peace that comes with doing nothing. But what you gain is far more powerful. Control. Self-discipline is self-respect. It's the ability to look in the mirror and know that when you say something, you'll do it. Not sometimes, always. That's rare. And that's why most people fail. Because they break promises to themselves every day and then wonder why they don't believe in who they are. There's a version of you out there. Strong, clear, sharp, unstoppable. But you'll never meet him until you stop negotiating with your weakness. Until you stop asking, do I feel like it today? Because that question is poison, and every time you answer it, you lose ground. You want freedom. Then master discipline. Because without it, you're not free. You're a slave. To emotion, to temptation, to impulse. You don't control your day. You react to it. You don't own your thoughts. You follow them. You think that's freedom. That's chaos. Every great mind in history, every philosopher, warrior, creator, they didn't chase motivation. They built discipline like a weapon. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal every morning, not because it was fun, but because it forged mental steel. Miyamoto Musashi trained relentlessly, not because he enjoyed pain, but because he respected it. They didn't act because they felt good. They felt good because they acted. You say you want greatness, but are you willing to be bored, to be tired, to be misunderstood? Because that's what discipline demands. It demands consistency without applause, growth without validation, purpose without reward. Discipline is brutal because it removes your excuses. It exposes you. It shows you exactly who you are when comfort is gone. You think that's weakness? No, that's truth. And most people would rather live a beautiful lie than face an ugly truth. But not you. Not if you're still here. Discipline doesn't come from books or speeches or clever quotes on your feed. It comes from suffering, from silence, from repetition so painful it breaks your identity and forces you to rebuild. You think growth feels good? It doesn't. Growth feels like death, because the old you has to die. The undisciplined version, the distracted version, the weak version. You kill them slowly with every small act of discipline. And people won't get it. They'll call you obsessive, unbalanced, too intense. They'll laugh when you say no to the party, the alcohol, the distractions. Let them laugh, because what they're mocking is control. And what you're building is power. Most people will spend their whole lives worshiping motivation, waiting to be in the mood, waiting for a sign, for the perfect time, and they will die with potential still inside them, because they never understood the truth. Discipline is the graveyard of comfort, and success is buried there. You want to know why discipline is more brutal? Because it makes you invisible. While everyone else is performing, you're practicing. While they're posting, you're building. While they're getting likes, you're getting scars. The disciplined don't rise quickly, they rise in silence. And then, suddenly, they're undeniable. By the time the world sees you, it's already too late, because you've done the work in darkness. While they sought attention, you sought mastery. That's what makes discipline terrifying. It's lonely. It's unrewarding. It's slow, but it works. Discipline teaches you how to suffer on purpose, and suffering with purpose is the highest form of strength. It's what separates warriors from watchers, leaders from followers, gods from men. Motivation whispers, "You could be great." Discipline says, "Prove it." Motivation asks, "What do you feel like doing?" Discipline replies, "It doesn't matter." Motivation waits. Discipline acts. And yes, it hurts. Because discipline isn't just about action, it's about rejection. Rejecting comfort, rejecting convenience, rejecting the version of you that is so seduced by ease, it would rather die a dreamer than live as a fighter. There's a reason you feel empty after breaking your own promises. It's not because you failed. It's because your soul knows you betrayed your potential. You abandoned your power. Discipline rebuilds that trust, brick by brick, one hard choice at a time. You won't see results tomorrow or next week. That's not how this works. That's why discipline breaks most people, because it delays gratification. It punishes first and rewards last. It doesn't offer you applause, it offers you silence. But in that silence, you grow. And slowly you become something terrifying. A person who does what needs to be done, regardless of mood, weather, circumstance, or pain. You become dangerous because you don't flinch, you don't fold, You don't wait for ideal conditions. You move, you act, you lead. There is a version of you buried beneath excuses, distractions, and comfort. A version forged in fire, refined through pain, sharpened by discipline. That version doesn't need motivation. That version is motivation for others. You think the world rewards talent. It doesn't. It rewards consistency. It rewards resilience. It rewards the ones who get up and do the work every single day, especially when no one is watching. So next time you say, "I'm not feeling it today," remember, the feeling is irrelevant. Discipline doesn't need your permission. It just needs your obedience. You will cry. You will bleed. You will doubt. And in those moments you'll have a choice: to give in to emotion or rise with discipline. That choice will define you, not your goals, not your dreams, your choices, every single day. This video won't change your life, but what you do after watching it might. So stop looking for a way out. Stop hoping for an easier path. There isn't one. There never was. And that's the point. The only way forward is through. Do the work, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Because in the pain, you become free. Not because it feels good, but because it proves one thing no one can ever take from you. You are in control. If this video stabbed something awake in you, don't waste that pain. Honor it, build with it, and subscribe to PhiloSpiral, where we don't chase comfort, we confront truth, one scar at a time.